Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I am delighted to introduce our presentation on Good Distribution Practices, or GDP. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this field. Over the next few minutes, we will explore the key principles and importance of GDP in ensuring the quality and safety of pharmaceutical products throughout the distribution chain. Let's get started. So, what exactly is GDP? Well, GDP stands for Good Distribution Practice, which involves establishing quality assurance standards throughout the supply chain. The main goal here is to make sure that products maintain their quality, safety, integrity, and traceability all the way from the manufacturer right to the end user. For example, GDP helps prevent counterfeit medicines from entering the supply chain. This is crucial because it protects patients and ensures they receive genuine, safe medications. Now, why does GDP matter so much? It's primarily to protect patient safety. When standards are followed, we reduce the risk of contamination, diversion, and theft. This means the products are secure and unaltered during transit. Finally, GDP ensures that the product's efficacy, or how well it works, stays intact until it reaches the point of delivery. In essence, it's about making sure that what the patient receives is exactly what was intended, safe and effective. Let's take a closer look at the regulatory framework that guides pharmaceutical practices both globally and within India. Starting with the global perspective, we have the WHO GDP guidelines, which set out essential standards for good distribution practices worldwide. These guidelines help ensure the quality and integrity of medicines throughout the entire supply chain. Then, moving to the European context, the European Commission GDP guidelines provide detailed regulations tailored to European markets, emphasizing compliance and safety at each step. Additionally, the PIC-S, or Pharmaceutical Inspection Cooperation Scheme, plays a crucial role by harmonizing inspection procedures across different countries, fostering international cooperation and consistency. Switching focus to India, our regulatory landscape is overseen primarily by the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, or CDSCO. This body is responsible for licensing, regulation, and approval of drugs and cosmetics across the country. The Drugs and Cosmetics Act and rules form the legal backbone, providing comprehensive guidelines for manufacturing, licensing, and distribution. Furthermore, at the state level, we have state drug licensing authorities, which handle licensing and regulatory enforcement within individual states. Connecting this to our overall theme, understanding these frameworks, both global and local, is vital for maintaining quality, compliance, and ensuring the safety of medicines at every stage. It highlights how interconnected and essential robust regulation is in our industry. Let's take a closer look at the core principles of GDP and how quality management plays a crucial role. First, having a written quality system is essential. This means we need documented procedures and protocols that clearly outline how we handle storage and transportation. It provides a solid foundation for consistency and compliance. Next, responsibilities and accountability are key. Everyone involved must understand their roles and be accountable for maintaining quality standards. This clarity helps prevent errors and promotes a culture of quality throughout the process. Finally, periodic management reviews are vital. Regularly reviewing our quality systems ensures they remain effective and up-to-date. It allows us to identify areas for improvement and ensure continuous compliance. For example, a GDP manual with documented SOPs for storage and transport helps us stay aligned with these principles. It serves as a reference point for everyone and helps maintain the integrity of our products throughout the supply chain. Now, let's talk about personnel and training. First, it's essential that we have qualified staff in place. Having the right team members who understand their roles and responsibilities is the foundation of a successful operation. Next, training on GDP procedures is crucial. This ensures everyone knows the proper protocols for handling, storing, and transporting products to maintain their quality and safety. Lastly, maintaining a record of all training activities is vital. This not only helps us track who has completed necessary training, but also demonstrates our commitment to compliance and continuous improvement. For example, we conduct monthly refresher sessions on handling cold chain products. Regular training like this keeps our team sharp and aligned with best practices, ultimately supporting the overall quality of our operations. All right, let's talk about premises and storage. First, it's crucial that the storage area is clean, organized, and secure. This helps prevent contamination and make sure everything stays in top condition. Next, we want to have designated storage zones. This means clearly separate areas for different types of stock, which helps streamline operations and reduce mix-ups. For example, it's a good practice to have a separate area for quarantined items versus approved stock. And finally, controlled access is essential. Limiting who can enter the storage area helps maintain security and ensures only authorized personnel handle sensitive or restricted items. Overall, these practices support a safe, efficient, and compliant storage environment that ties into the larger goal of quality control and safety in our operations. Let's talk about temperature and environmental control, which are crucial for maintaining the quality of temperature-sensitive products. For items that are not refrigerated, the ideal temperature range is generally between 15 and 25 degrees Celsius, although this can vary depending on specific requirements. When it comes to cold chains, such as vaccines or certain medications, maintaining a temperature between 2 and 8 degrees Celsius is essential, and sometimes freezing is necessary to preserve their effectiveness. To ensure these conditions are consistently met, we use temperature recorders, which constantly monitor and log the environment. These devices help us verify that the products stay within the safe temperature range throughout storage and transit. Additionally, alarm systems are vital. They alert us immediately if temperatures deviate from the acceptable limits, so we can take swift action to prevent spoilage or loss. An example of this in practice would be a vaccine warehouse equipped with 24/7 digital temperature logs and alarm systems. This setup provides real-time monitoring and instant alerts, giving us peace of mind that the vaccines are stored under optimal conditions at all times. Overall, these controls are key to safeguarding product integrity and ensuring safety for the end users. Let's talk about documentation and records. These are essential for ensuring complete traceability throughout our processes. For example, batch records help us track every step of production, making sure we can identify issues quickly if they arise. Delivery logs are equally important because they provide a detailed record of each shipment, including dates and responsible personnel. This transparency helps us verify that products reach their destinations safely and on time. Returns and complaints are also part of this documentation. Keeping track of these helps us improve our quality and customer satisfaction. A good example of thorough documentation is recording every outgoing shipment with signatures from both the supplier and the consignee. This kind of record not only confirms that the product was shipped and received properly, but also adds a layer of accountability. Overall, maintaining detailed records supports our commitment to quality, compliance, and continuous improvement. Let's talk about transportation standards. First, it's crucial that we work with qualified transport partners. These are trusted experts who understand the specific requirements of our shipments and ensure everything is handled properly. Next, we need to secure vehicles that are reliable and suitable for our needs. This means making sure the transport is safe and protected from any external risks. If we're transporting temperature-sensitive products, such as certain medicines or biological samples, then temperature-controlled transport becomes essential. For example, we might use insulated containers equipped with data loggers to monitor conditions throughout the journey. Take insulin shipments, for instance. They require precise temperature control to maintain efficacy. Overall, these standards help us maintain the integrity and safety of our products from start to finish, which is a key part of the broader quality assurance we aim for in our supply chain. Now, let's talk about how we handle returns and rejected goods. First, it's crucial that these items are stored separately from our goods stock, which is what we refer to as segregated storage. This helps prevent mix-ups and ensures clarity in our inventory management. Next, before we decide whether to reuse or destroy these goods, we evaluate them thoroughly. This step is vital to determine their condition and whether they meet our quality standards. Finally, all actions taken regarding returns and rejected items must be properly documented. Proper documentation creates a clear record, supports traceability, and helps us comply with regulatory requirements. For example, if a batch of products is returned, we store it in quarantine until it passes a quality check. This process ensures that only approved goods re-enter our supply chain, maintaining our commitment to quality and safety. Let's talk about product security and anti-counterfeiting measures. First, we have seals and tamper-evident packaging. These are designed to show immediately if a product has been opened or tampered with, giving consumers confidence and helping prevent counterfeit products from reaching the market. Next, track and trace systems play a crucial role. They allow us to monitor the journey of each product through the supply chain, ensuring authenticity at every step. This is especially important for high-value or sensitive items. Finally, authorized recipient checks are essential. These checks verify that the product is being received by a legitimate and approved party, further reducing the risk of counterfeits. For example, on high-value oncology drugs, we use unique barcodes. These barcodes enable precise tracking and verification, ensuring that each dose is authentic and safe for patients. Overall, these combined measures help us protect our products, our brand, and ultimately our customers. Now, let's talk about internal audits and compliance monitoring. This is a crucial part of ensuring that we stay on top of our good documentation practices and meet regulatory requirements. We conduct periodic internal GDP audits, which means we regularly review our processes and documentation to catch any issues early. These audits help us identify areas for improvement before they become bigger problems. Another key aspect is corrective and preventive actions, or CAPA. When we find something that's not in compliance or could lead to a problem, we take immediate corrective steps. But we also look ahead and implement preventive measures to avoid similar issues in the future. It's all about continuous improvement and maintaining high standards. Lastly, we have regulatory inspections. These are formal reviews by outside agencies to verify our compliance. Preparing for these inspections is vital, and routine internal audits help us stay audit-ready at all times. For example, we might do a quarterly audit to check that temperature logs are being recorded correctly. This ensures our storage conditions remain within specified limits, which is vital for product quality and compliance. Overall, internal audits and compliance monitoring are about staying proactive and keeping our processes transparent and trustworthy. They help us ensure that we're always aligned with regulatory expectations and our own high standards. Let's talk about some best practices to keep our processes running smoothly and safely. First, it's crucial to ensure that our GDP system is well documented. This means having clear records and procedures that everyone can follow, which helps maintain consistency and quality. Next, maintaining the cold chain integrity is vital. This involves making sure temperatures are controlled and monitored throughout storage and transportation, preventing any compromise to the product. Training personnel regularly is another key point. By continuously educating our team, we ensure they are up to date on procedures and best practices, which directly impacts safety and efficiency. Additionally, maintaining complete traceability allows us to track every step of the process, from production to delivery, so we can quickly identify and resolve any issues. Finally, we should always be monitoring our systems and looking for ways to improve. Continuous improvement helps us adapt to new challenges and keeps our standards high. When we implement these best practices, we reinforce the overall theme of quality, safety, and reliability throughout our operations. For further support, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions or need additional information, I am here to help. You can contact me through the provided channels. Thank you very much for your attention and engagement throughout this presentation. I truly appreciate your time and interest.